Hello and welcome to episode 27 of All Caps. I'm Isaac Anderson, one half of your host, the author of The Song of Bones and the Garden Maze. I'm joined by my co-host, Tim McKay, the author of The Fall of Selvandrea and the newly released Skyfold. Skyfold. And then our very special guest today, Rosaire Bushey, the author of The Sigil of Indarune, released this Monday. So it's available right now. So we're going to talk about it, and then you guys are going to go and check it out. That's the deal we're making.
Link should be below us on YouTube, so anyone watching, go check out there. Like right now, might as well just buy it because we're going to convince you.
No, don't leave. Stay with us. Stay here.
Open a new tab.
Help. You have to help our ratings, and then you can help Rose ratings. That's the deal we're making.
That's the deal here. Okay.
You could have the sound up while you're over. You can do both.
You don't have to look at us. I do faces. I do faces and move my hands around. That's kind of entertaining a little bit.
Sitting in the green room, chomping on the stuff you guys left out for us. Thank you very much. That was nice. Watching the countdown and listening to the music. I was half expecting Muppets to come out.
Yes. My whole family, we grew up on Muppets. So that's
the two things we're missing tonight: Muppets and the barn. That's
Muppets are great.
Muppets are wonderful. I freaking love Muppets. I watched Muppet Treasure Island with my two younger brothers. Bro, you're trying to be cool, trying to show something off, but it's not working.
I know. I got that.
It just isn't working.
We'll try it again here. We'll find the.
There we go. There we go. Yeah, there's Kermit.
Yeah. Let's see. I feel like you've heard this a million times already. I know, but you and Mike, I always picture what are the two guys' names? Come on,
Statler
and Waldorf.
Statler and Waldorf.
Exactly.
I'm Waldorf. He's Statler.
Yep. Every time.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, but we watched Muppet Treasure Island. It's the first time I've seen it in like 15 years, and it's a great movie.
It holds up, doesn't it?
It holds every part of it. The writing, the acting, the music, the pacing, the effects, everything is wonderful. It was just a delightful movie from beginning to end.
The very first Muppet movie, I think it was Muppets Take Manhattan or something.
I think it was Christmas Carol, actually. No, it was the Muppet movie. It was the Muppet movie.
Right. Steve Martin, Dom DeLuise, those movies are still fantastic.
Yeah,
we still do whenever we open a bottle of wine or anything. Would you like to smell the bottle cap?
That's right.
We still do that.
May I?
Might I?
Oh, good times. I feel like we had better stuff, better kids movies. But anyways, that's just now we're all sounding as old as Ro and Mike actually are. So
thanks. Well, the thing is, we had like 3 stations, right, or 4. Where I grew up, we had 3. Plus a couple of Canadian stations that were primarily in French. So 3.
They're not all like that up here, but yes.
Everybody watched the same thing. Right?
Yeah.
So you could go the next day. It's like, did you see MASH or Cheers or whatever it was? Now it's also segmented that, 100 different people can easily watch 100 different things and never know what it is you're talking about. So
it's no longer a common point of conversation.
Yeah. At
all. Yeah. Not even what's playing in theaters because everyone's watching Netflix and it's a million different possibilities.
And theaters are now very expensive.
Get off my Steam.
Used to be fun.
It's good.
Yeah, my daughter and I went to see Superman a few weeks back, and the tickets plus like popcorn, so it was like $75 or some nonsense.
Yep.
It's like, and then if the movie was fun, but it wasn't $75 fun.
Yeah. I feel like most things are like that. Yeah.
It was okay though. I mean, at least it didn't suck, right? I mean,
it didn't suck. It made me excited for the next one. I want to see more of those characters.
2027.
I don't know if you guys have something like this equivalent, near where either of you are, but where I was until I moved to where I am now, I was just like a block or so away from a VIP theater where you could go up and you didn't pay that much more for the ticket. But what it meant is it came with like some food and then you could order drinks as well. And like they had really good cocktails that they made there. I'm talking really good. a VIP lounge, really good Class C seating. It was a whole experience. It was super fun. And I'm like, now that's the cost of the average freaking ticket. And it hasn't even been that many years, you know?
Right.
Like, what happened? You know, I expect my old fashioned in my hand, and I'm getting this lousy, mid-tier experience.
The first concert I went to at the Montreal Forum back in like 84, 85. Sorry, $750 Canadian. So that was like what, $6.50?
Yep.
Something like that. And
the good old days.
Yeah, the glory days.
That was all right. Oh well, by Jesus, what are you gonna do?
Let's talk about some books.
All right, you got any good ones?
A couple of books.
I've got a few here. Yeah, I got a little bit of a stack.
Okay.
I was trying to figure it out. I think Enderune might, if it didn't put me over, it's really close to 1 million words.
Wow.
Nice.
Yeah, that's the milestone, right, to reach. Published 1 million words.
I think it might be the next book, but this one's put me really, really close. So.
Okay, now I'm very curious.
How many books have you published so far?
Well, 2 novellas that I don't really count toward, and then 10 novels.
10 novels. Wow.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, I mean, we're here now. This is I'm not always as good as I'd like to be on this. Normally, I've read at least a few pages or even a chapter or two, but it's sometimes hard to keep up with. Just we have a lot of people on. You want to read everyone who comes on, but sometimes this is where they sell it to you, and then you buy their book after. Yeah, this time I got to read an arc of this sucker, and I immediately bought it. So
thank you very much. You're the one.
Moment it came out, I think I was probably to order 2 or 3, but the moment it was available and I saw it, I was like, oh yeah, that's going on my shelf. So, and it's a chunky. I think ebook, just the formatting, it's all like perfect for reading. But because the ebook was about 3-something pages, I didn't expect it to be as big as this. I'm like, this is a hefty little boy.
It's because of the way it's laid out, right? So, hold on. I got my stack of books here. So this is my first book and my longest one, Magic's Genesis, The Gray. It's 120,000 words, right? It's 312 pages. Okay.
Oh, there we go.
Right. Yeah. Thank you. Enderune is just like a sandwich shy of 100,000 words.
Yeah.
But it's 440.
Yeah.
So yeah, I got some feedback after the first couple with people saying, yeah, it's really the lines are really close together. It's kind of hard to read.
Asking for more space out. Yeah.
Yeah. So
I find this perfect. I feel like I don't know. See, these I just wear to cancel blue light. That's so my eyesight is technically still 20/20, but this is me with books these days, so something's
and you
going
probably
on.
look weird now without the glasses, I bet.
Yeah, actually I do, even to myself. It's
try it.
Nope.
Let's see.
No, come on, just take them off for a second. Come on.
Nope. It's like my hat.
Hide your beard. Hide your beard and take off your glasses.
I think if you take off your glasses, you're going to be all forehead.
Probably. Actually, yeah. Well, because the hat pushes my hair down, my hairline looks even higher than it actually is after I've been wearing the hat too long. So, if I take it off right now, I look bald. I look fit for your show. Whereas if I just come out of the shower, blah, 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 and let my hair dry, I look like I have a freaking lion's mane on my head. So,
wow.
Yeah. But anyways, enough about that.
I think everybody else would like to see you without glasses and a hat.
Yeah, you'll all have to do a Kickstarter and raise some funds if you want that.
Kickstarter, we'll have the punched Tim McKay with the bald look. Then we'll have the glorious lion's mane Tim McKay with the mane.
Yeah. Actually, okay, so Mike, I think it was Mike, wasn't it? Correct me if I'm wrong. No, it was. Because we were talking back and forth about when I had the monk haircut. So I think Mike is one of the few people I've sent. I will keep bragging about my hair. Thank you very much. I sent a picture, one of the few pictures that exists when I had the monk haircut.
Wow.
And it's not there were better ones. It looks so bad. That picture. There were better, funnier ones. But I saw another picture while I was hunting that one down of what I looked like in high school. Or just after high school, early college. Oh my gosh, yeah, you would not know it's the same person.
Did you do that on purpose, or did you lose a bet, or what?
I think it was basically
it was a dare. It was more of a dare. Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, my friend did a mohawk after watching A-Team, and then someone turned to me and said, "Oh, you should do that too." And I said, "Oh, I'm not going to do what someone else just did. That's lame. Blah blah blah." And I said, "If you come up with an original idea, I will do it on the spot." About 5 minutes later, a friend turned to me and said, "Friar Tuck." So that's
And
what
you
that.
did it.
Yeah, I did. Yeah, on the spot.
Wow.
So
Beautiful. That's
yeah,
inspiring. That
so I
inspires
know
me.
what I will look like eventually when I'm actually fit to be on. I'll basically look like a taller Mike Mullman. So something to look forward to.
So
Yeah,
remember,
that is
kids, peer
that,
pressure is bad.
that is like the end of the rainbow for you. That's the pot of gold.
Yeah, so Mike confirms he has it. Yeah, again, there's funnier ones that exist, like me actually dressed as a monk in front of like a congregation of people, but I don't know where that one is. I need to find it. I really do.
Could
Did
you
you ever? Go
is
ahead.
there a service where you could like offer your services as a monk, like a rent-a-monk? Like you would hire a clown to come to a party, someone hires you to come in your monk outfit with your hair and stand around and
I feel like they just called. Well, I mean, I would like officiate someone's wedding dressed as a monk or something like that.
I don't want to. I don't want to bring the tone down or anything, but I think if he showed up at someone's door like that, the bachelorette party, opening the door, would probably expect him to remove the robe.
that probably oh dear Lord.
Yeah, that could be a gig. That's a
That could
That
be the
could
only
be a
reason.
gig. That could be a gig.
That'd be the only reason anybody would be calling you for that. I think. Did
life
you
has
ever
gone
get
very
to the
downhill from my pastor days if that's the case.
Did you ever get the point in your studies there, Tim, where you actually got to give sermons?
Yeah. Oh yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
So I mean, I graduated. I was technically pastoring while I was finishing, filling in for someone who left. And then after I graduated, I was in Montreal for about a year and a bit. So yeah, doing youth group, but also preaching occasionally on like Sundays or different events. Yeah, a
So
lot actually.
do you ever sit there while you're writing and think there are possibly people out there now who are influenced by me and I help shape their fate?
Yep.
I wouldn't be able to sleep at night
Yep.
knowing that. Yeah, that would
Yeah,
be
I mean,
weird.
good and bad. I still look on those years very fondly. I do believe I had an overall positive influence. I also know areas where I'm like, well, things could have been different. And luckily, I don't see any like horror stories of, oh, I set that person on a bad path. Nothing like
Look them,
that I know of. So
look them up. Make sure they're not in jail.
yeah, like literally.
I did what you
Yeah,
said.
yeah.
Now I'm
So
in prison, Tim.
it's been a life. But anyways, all that to say that I took us there just from talking about glasses and reading size. But all that to say, the formatting is good, the story's even better. But
That's a
again,
beautiful
I'm
segue,
still
Tim. That's
yeah.
really nice.
That
That
was a
was smooth.
very roundabout say. I mean, that was the intention. I did not expect it to take this long to get back. But I'm genuinely, I don't what's the word? I don't like to fluff someone up if I don't actually mean it. So I'll usually just be like, oh, he's got a book out, and yeah, no, I'm thoroughly. It's been a while since I've really enjoyed a fantasy read like this.
Oh,
It
good.
feels like I'm
Thank
back
you.
in the game, back to the roots of what I enjoy. It's good. I'm enjoying it.
Well, I mean, as far as the layout of it and everything, I I kind of cheat with it because I spent the time doing my first one, figured it out how to do it on Word.
Mm,
And so when I start my next book, I just take the previous book,
yeah,
give it a new name, erase all the words, and start typing again.
I do the
And
exact same. So you do it all on Word as well. Yeah.
oh yeah.
Yep.
I've tried what's that one that has like the little cork board and all that nonsense?
Oh, that's Scrivener.
Scrivener. I tried that and I really wanted to like it,
Mm,
but it's kind of like, I know there's a lot of scrolling in Word, but there's also a little thing that you can find a word and go right back to it. And Scrivener
yep.
was just in too many different. I know people like it, and I'm not dismissing it. I wanted to like it, but it just Word is
Have you
fine.
tried Atticus? Because that's the other one everyone raves about.
So I do all my writing in Ulysses, which I think is just for Mac, unfortunately. But I love how I can make all my folders on the side and everything's organized and nothing. It's just a word processor. There's no formatting.
Mhm.
There's no fanciness. It's just words. And then when I'm done, I take all of that and I stick it in Atticus. In Atticus, I can quickly format things and make an ebook, make a PDF, and put illustrations around, and it makes it very easy to use.
Yeah, once you start adding illustrations, Word becomes a giant pain.
Yeah.
But
Fair. Yeah.
but just for words, it's absolutely fine.
We took some, they had some book formatting courses for us in the writing program I did after university. And that was fun. And we mostly used InDesign for that.
Oh,
So
that's fantastic. Yeah, if you have that.
yeah. That said, I actually still prefer Word. I like to keep things in one spot. But you're right. Once you throw in the illustrations, it's a little. Well, it's more that unless you really want to mess up your life for a solid extra week of stupid tinkering around,
Yeah.
I take the easiest possible route when it comes to illustrations. If I wanted to add a bleed or make them full page, it would be a little different. But otherwise, yeah. InDesign's good if you want to really do it proper.
If Adobe still offered their product where you could buy it,
yeah,
I would have that. Because with Sigil, what I really wanted to do is, like, especially in old Bibles, you have like that first character that's like a big what is it, an illumination with
Yeah.
all goes down the side. I wanted to do that on the chapter pages. But it's like there's no way in hell I'm doing that on Word without jacking everything up.
Yeah.
So in InDesign, you could have done that really pretty easily.
Yeah.
But not for $20 a month or whatever it is. They $50 a month, whatever they want for it.
I'm Canadian, so I know it's like InDesign. I haven't checked the price in a while, but like I have it for even just PDFs and what's the other one? And Illustrator. Those are the two I do use semi-actively, and even that's a solid 60 Canadian a month right there. It adds up insanely quick.
Yeah.
So no.
Well, Adobe doesn't even let you make PDFs anymore without paying for Acrobat now.
That's the thing. Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, with Word, I think you get one PDF a month.
Yeah, so no, that's the primary reason I have Adobe is just so I can make PDFs off my Word docs because it's just easier, with the two programs together. Yeah.
Atticus, I think, was $120. I got it. I have forever now. It was really buggy that first year, but I wasn't doing any writing in it. I was just formatting things, so I was willing to play ball there. But it's since gotten a lot better. I make as many PDFs as I want, as many EPUB files as I want, and it keeps all of the chapters separated. So if I do add an illustration, it messes everything up. It's only 3 or 5 pages that have been messed up. It's not the entire document because they're all each chapter is its own entity. That they don't touch.
Once you have the section breaks down in Word, you can prevent most document-wide mess-ups, which I got much better at after my first go around. So now, luckily, I think I'm in the same place as Ro, where like everything is good enough that I haven't had a real formatting hiccup for the last 2-3 books. Luckily, it's been all very smooth sailing. But
it's just you get a big finger from doing a lot of scrolling.
Yeah.
Back and forth through it all.
Yeah.
You miss your IBM Selectric? Do you miss a hernia too? My God, those things weighed like 50 pounds. Those are nuts.
Yeah.
So, Ro, do you mainly live in the fantasy genre? Is that where you mainly write?
Well, I live there too. Yeah, that's all I've done so far. I had an idea. I was going to start writing a cozy mystery. I have some words down for a sci-fi fantasy. And not anything in real hard sci-fi. But the cozy mystery really appeals to me. I just don't know if I can pull that off.
Right, yeah.
So.
There. Bit of a stretch from more epic fantasy style.
Yeah, I mean, I think a lot of fantasy in a way is kind of a little mystery anyway. You've got to solve something. It's just not laid out quite the same way. It's not, you got to have your red herring. You got to have at least, 6 plausible potential murderers or whatever it is. And so, yeah. But I think in the future, my next book is going to be book 4 of my Rangers deck series. Then I might come back and do another follow on to this.
Okay.
Sigil is, there might be several books in the series, but it's not a series. They're
Okay.
each going to be like little standalone kind of things.
That was going to be my big question, leading up to is this yeah, I got that impression. I thought, okay, I think it's going to be separate, parallel or still chronological, or what's the plan there?
Well, no, so when you play D&D, it like the first time you play for the first hour, your whole party meets in a tavern and then goes off on their little merry way. Sigil is basically the tavern meetup.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah,
So by the end of it, there are 4 or 5 people who are then going to go somewhere else. So by the end of the book what's going to be next.
Right.
Yeah.
But that
Hyperion mentioned. Hyperion. I love Hyperion.
Isaac is happy now. Yeah.
Hyperion is marvelous. Absolutely marvelous. But Ro, what makes, I don't know how to word this properly, but what makes you decide this fantasy series, this new idea doesn't belong there? I need a new fantasy series. So what makes you split series? Why aren't they all one series? Like, how do you parse that?
My first series is 6 books, right? And then my next series was follow on. So same world, a lot of the same characters.
Okay.
About 10 years in the future,
There's the short answer.
And when you start going to shows, you realize that so part of it is really marketing, right?
Okay.
It's like, okay, I've got 9 books, but people always say, well, which one do I start with? Well, you start with this one, right?
Yeah.
You don't necessarily need, I hope, to read the first 6 to enjoy Ranger's deck, but I know how Ranger's deck is going to end, and it will make a lot more sense if you read the first 6 books.
Yeah.
Don't need to, but so I said I need something that provides people another way into my writing, without having to buy 10 books.
Right.
Yeah.
And
it gets
Sigil is
hard
a
to
new
sell
universe.
I'm sorry.
What's that? Oh, this is a whole different thing. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
So what started this for me is Mike and I on Bald and Balding were talking to, I think, Michael Roberti.
Okay, yeah, Michael Roberti. Yeah.
And he was talking about something with or some of his characters and stories where they would have these tattoos, and when the people died, the tattoos and all the magic that was in them would leave them, and people would have to relearn it or something.
Okay.
But whatever it was, I just thought of something, and I was scribbling it down while Mike was talking to him, and that's what started this book.
Yeah. Yeah. See, I want to get into the fun of the sigils and the rune. Like, I want to get into the fun of the calligraphy and the magic system of this, the scriveners. Because I loved it. I already really love it. I love the research and the world building in that. Yeah, and I'm like, okay, so I'm imagining you at your desk with like 20 fountain pens and a calligraphy set, and you know what I mean? Like tell us what's going on there, because I love it.
Well, I had to get rid of this background. So because of that, I started thinking, well, I'll do something with not tattoos, but where they have, because you always have scrolls and all that kind of nonsense, right?
Yeah.
And I said, I'll do something where they have to write the magic down. There's none of this just casting off the cuff. It has to be written down.
Yeah.
And the longer you can write in an unbroken line, the longer and thicker, the stronger the spell is, right?
Yeah.
So obviously with especially like a quill or something, it only holds so much ink. So there's a lot of practice in moving the paper. There talks about this in the book a couple times, where you have like a little square of paper and they start it in the middle and they just kind of spin it with their left hand, and they're writing in a concentric circle that gets bigger and bigger. Yeah, I do have fountain pens now.
There it is.
I went and bought one just to check it out and see how it worked.
Yeah.
And I actually wrote about a third of this book with this pen.
Wow.
Nice.
Wow.
And I'd always said, oh, I can never do that because, you can type so much faster than you write and kind of keep up with things. And what I found was I really like doing it longhand because you're doing it slowly enough where you can think through what it is you're trying to get to, right?
Yeah.
And so you're not just zooming ahead and going, oh, yeah, that didn't work. Now, you're going to cross stuff out. But then when you transfer it onto a computer, you kind of get a first edit at it right at that time. You kind of go, yeah, that doesn't work, that, whatever. But I would recommend trying it, even if you don't like it. And fountain pens are just gorgeous to write with if you have the right paper.
Yeah.
I think I own like 5 of these now. My wife was like, why are you buying another fountain pen? Because it's cool. Look at it. It's Winnie the Pooh.
I think I kind of damaged my last one, so I probably need to replace it. But yeah, they're fun. And I had like a notebook I used for scribbling ideas or anything. And yeah, I'm a little. It's fun. I tried, I think, a chapter of a book once, and I was like, never again. It was too slow for me. I'm already
Song
slow
of
as it
Bones
is. That's
began
too
as
much.
just written in a notebook. I still have the notebook around here somewhere, but it was like 40 pages just at the beginning of it's all completely different. It's a totally different story than what it turned into. Most of my notes or my outlines I do on a little legal pad I have. So almost everything begins as pen. It activates something in my brain when I'm moving my hand across paper.
Yeah.
I'm able to. It's like I'm thinking out loud without talking, almost.
Hmm.
And
And
I
it helps
used
you
to have a
remember it a
fountain
little
pen, but I
bit.
broke it.
Yeah.
You used to have what?
I used to have a fountain pen, but I broke it. I got one for drawing. It was really good, but
Yeah.
I broke it.
They have across from me where I work in DC, just across the street, there was a fountain pen store, a pen store,
Oh,
right? They're celebrating their like 100th year this fall or something. And it's crazy how much money you can spend on a freaking pen. I
Yeah.
mean,
yeah.
it's like car levels of crazy. But I go to the very back of the shop where the cheap ones are.
Yep.
And sadly, it hasn't helped my penmanship one whit.
Yep.
But I still really, and they got different colors of ink and all that kind of stuff. And so yeah, the magic system also works on a different colors do different things. I mean, you can do any spell in any color, but it will be more potent if the type of spell matches a color that goes with that kind of spell, right?
Okay.
And when I started writing this, I was starting to get really in the weeds with all of that kind of stuff. And I kind of pulled back and said, yeah, this is just too much, right? I mean, it's unnecessary. So I had to kind of, yeah, a Mont Blanc would be really nice. I would love to try a really expensive pen just to see if it was much better.
Yeah.
But I was starting to get really in the weeds with the colors, and I stripped a lot of that back. I think there's enough there where you kind of get the idea without being force fed it.
Yeah.
And the magic using system, it's you're an apprentice, and then you get to a certain level and you're a practitioner, and then you become an advocate, and then a scrivener. And there's in the book there's one other thing that's called an artificer. And part of the whole sigil is that in this world, Revan, there's only been one artificer that anybody knows of. And an artificer is someone that can use magic without writing it down. They can just do it with a thought. And that was Molmont, who is based on our dear Mike Molman. And his story is told a little bit in this book.
That I did
The
not
mighty
know.
Molmont.
And again, it was supposed to be like a page or two, and it kind of became a fairly crux character to all the backstory of this.
That's funny.
But yes, there's this sigil that people believe lets you have the power of an artificer.
Like a shortcut.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, that's fun to look forward to. I'm not there yet in the book, so I'm like, okay, I really need to power through this. I'm
Well,
2/3 through, something like that now. Yeah.
I hope you
I-
don't have to power through it.
Well, I mean, I'm enjoying it, so it's not a. It's just I want to actually finish the darn thing. I keep
So
getting.
when you are when you're making a magic system, how do you find that balance between too simple, too overcomplicated, just the right amount of nerdiness, I guess?
Yeah, I don't know if I have yet. So in my first series, the deal was that I've never really liked the D&D thing of magic, right? Where you have so much mana, and then when you go up a level, you instantly get more. So
Yeah.
I just said, okay, what I want to do in that world is magic hurts, right? The
Mm,
easier thing if you try to build a fire, right? That's something you can do normally in a few minutes. It doesn't take much effort, so you can do that. And the first few times you do it, it might give you a sore shoulder or something, maybe a bloody nose. By the time you've done it 10, 15 times, your fingers tingle a little bit and you're done with it, right? If you try to do something that would take, 1,000 people 10 years to do, you'll probably end up in a coma or something with, most of the bones in your body broken and it'll take you years to recover. And you
Mhm.
can't kill people directly with magic.
hmm.
You just can't do that. Um, I found loopholes in that series, right? It's like, okay, I can't kill people charging at me with a horse, but I can dig a hole and put spikes in the bottom of it with magic that the horses will fall into.
Yeah.
That's not technically killing them with magic. That's just putting spikes in the ground. So, there are ways and there are ways. I think so long as they're not so overpowered that nothing could defeat them,
Mm,
you know,
Yeah.
this sigil is kind of the writing kind of limits it, right? I mean, um, because again, a pen will only hold so much ink and how much time you have and what you need it to do. If you have a
Mhm.
lot of time to prepare and you have people who have worked together for, I think there's a scene in the book where one person is like slowly feeding ink into a pen while the other person writes, doing it really slowly and
mm.
carefully. If you've got that kind of time, great. But generally, you wouldn't have that.
Yeah.
So
It sounds like the idea for the magic system came first. So when you
yeah.
have an idea for a system, how do you go about finding the perfect story that complements it? Like, did you have did you have a set of characters floating around like, oh, they'd be good in this situation, or did you have to carte blanche make it from scratch?
Well, I mean, I'm a total pantser.
Mm,
So
Oh, okay.
yeah, I had the idea for the system, and then it was you try to find you thought about it a little bit, right? Just kind of, well, how am I going to do it, right? Is it going to be a young person? Is it going to be an old person? Et cetera, et cetera. And I didn't even really have the whole thing sorted out as far as the sigil,
Hmm.
probably till about halfway through the book before I really figured out how that was all going to work. Um, so yeah, you just kind of try a couple things. And this is probably the second book I've written where I've gone back and just ripped out about 20,000 words and said, okay, yeah, I got to go way back and start over again
Yeah.
oh,
because something wasn't work, or you had a better idea and said, yeah, this is
mm,
going to work so much better if I do X, Y, and Z. Um,
brutal.
yeah,
Yep. I've done that a few times.
I mean,
yeah,
that's
yeah,
not bad if it's your second out of you said 9 now?
10.
10, yeah. So I mean, yeah. I think so far out of 3, I mean technically 4, but 3, I've for my first book when I was really just still getting my sense for how I write and what kind of works for me. And I mean, I still am doing that, but at that there was one point where I definitely had to pivot back. And I think I only lost 2 or 3 chapters. So at the time the chapters were relatively short, I probably only lost maybe 5 or 6,000 words. That's not. It hurt a little bit, but nowhere near like
Right.
20,000 would. Yeah, that's.
Yeah.
Ooh.
And then when I let Mike read some of it first, and I had this big, like probably 7 or 8,000 word prologue,
Mm,
and he was just like, yeah, get rid of this.
The whole thing.
So I went back and read it, and it's like, yeah, damn it, he's right. You know. So I took some of it out and put it in different places, but not all at one big shot.
Mm,
More as kind of like stories people were telling or whatever it is. And a
Mhm.
lot of it is just I put it aside and said maybe I'll do a prequel to it one day. Yeah, it's because it was all about it.
it
The
was all
part I
about
took,
Mike.
yeah, it was actually the original prologue was all from Molmont's perspective,
Oh, that's
hundreds of years prior,
yeah.
right? What he went through.
Mm,
So I just kind of took a lot of that and condensed it into a story later on toward the end,
okay.
where it says, okay, this is this is the story of this guy.
See,
Um,
it's funny because your book, like it counted as just chapter one, didn't, but the first, I think, was it just the first chapter or two or three? It was like a whole sequence from one character's perspective that kind of felt like a prologue once we transitioned to the main characters, right? So it still felt like there was a prologue in there, but it just functioned as part of the story and it flowed naturally.
you're
But
talking about Sinjin?
yeah, like St. John's section felt prologue-y, but it was perfect. It was what like so it's why when I hear people say, "Oh, prologues are terrible," like that, I'm so annoyed at this point. That debate it came up again today. I thought we were finally free of it for at least like a month. Nope, can't. People were starting to go off about it again on Twitter today, and I was like, "Come on, guys! I thought we were past this."
Sometimes you need it. I tend to see it as a movie in my head,
Yeah, yeah.
right? So I kind of say, okay, Sinjin's coming over on this boat, and he that whole first chapter area there. What's he going to do now? And then it's like, okay, he's going to meet this other person, and then they will go off and do that thing. But Sinjin's kind of like the what's the Star Wars guy I'm
The
looking for?
mentor, like the Obi-Wan.
Han
Obi-Wan,
Solo.
right?
He's Obi-Wan. Yeah,
He's
exactly.
the Obi-Wan.
Yeah.
And I won't tell you more than that.
Okay.
Um,
But
but I
that's the
mean,
thing. It's set up for him to be the Obi-Wan perfectly.
yeah,
Yeah.
it trying to figure out how these things are going to work though. So like when I wrote this, my first book, it was meant to be one book. It was a story I'd had in the back of my head. It's basically about the beginnings of magic. Answering my question, I'd always wondered who was the first person to use magic, right? In all of these stories we read, magic is baked into the world, been there for ages and eons or whatever.
Yeah.
But I always wonder, somebody had to have been first. What did that look like? So that's what this is.
Hmm.
And it was a couple years after I retired from the service. I had some GI Bill money left. I said, I'll go get another master's degree for fun. I found an English with a creative writing component. And as part of it, they said, you have to make, really good progress on a novel, for the end of it. So that's where this came from.
Okay.
And then after the program ended, I think it was like another 2 years before I had finished it. And thinking it was going to be one book, there was like a paragraph as I was writing it. It was just a throwaway kind of paragraph giving some backstory to something where I mentioned this sword. And that became book 2. As I did it, I realized it's like, oh, hey, that sword that I just mentioned for no reason whatsoever, I could do something and use that sword as the crux of this whole next thing. And that became book 3, where the sword was still a very important part of it.
Oh, I like that.
And book 3, I really wanted to do something based on Dante's Inferno.
Okay.
So if you've read Dante's Inferno, you will see the parallel in book 3 very much. And I'm kind of doing the same thing with book 4 of Ranger's Deck, but I'm going to use the Canterbury Tales as kind of like a thing for that. So I've been listening to that. That's pretty raw. If you've never listened to the Canterbury Tales,
I've read Once and Future King.
Okay.
Which is, I think, is kind of related.
I'm only partway
King Arthur
through it.
stuff, right? The Lancelot and King Arthur and Guinevere and.
No, the Canterbury Tales it's a group of pilgrims who are going to walk across England to Canterbury, and a guy in a
Oh.
tavern
I
makes
have no idea what I'm talking about then.
he makes a bet with them that whoever tells the best story will get like free food and whatever.
Mm,
Oh,
So they
I
each
need
have
to
to
read
tell.
Canterbury. Sounds like something I'd very much enjoy.
If I'm in an interview talking about a book, no, it was written in like the 13 or 1400s, Chaucer.
Okay.
Um, so they each have to tell 2 or 3 stories, right? And
mm.
I'm only 2 or 3 into it, and there's like 8 people. But the Miller's Tale, it's you're listening to it and just like, oh my God, right? And I haven't even gotten to the Wife of Bath's Tale yet, which I've heard is is pretty risque as well. But yeah, you should really give that a listen. It's
I have to
funny.
look that up. Go back to thrift books.
I'm laughing because I was editing for this one author. The book's not out yet, so I won't say too much. Really good book though. And what was funny, now I haven't heard this author talk publicly enough to know. They've written they've written a lot of books at this point. But I don't know. I actually haven't heard them say whether they're a pantser or a plotter. I think they're a pantser, and here's why. Is because they kind of had the equivalent of your little sword mention, where there's this thing that just popped up in the middle of this story, and it felt super random, but it really worked in the world. But it was definitely an aside, and then it came back at the most random moment later on, and it wasn't pivotal to the end, but it absolutely set up for another book to follow. I don't even
Yeah.
know if they're going to write that book, but I was immediately like, oh, I see what you did there. I see what happened. Definitely one of these situations. I think a lot of us do this. I've thrown something in because it was like, oh, this has to be in. This just came to me, and then that becomes the crux of 5 books to come. We'll see what happens.
Yeah, it's crazy. But sometimes it just works out.
Yeah.
If I could go back, or should I say when I go back and
Hmm.
like recover my first 6 books, I will probably change it from 1 6-book series to 2 trilogies.
Okay.
Because the end of book 3, the protagonist finishes an arc, and a second protagonist picks up and becomes the bad guy throughout books 4, 5, and 6. So it's
Okay.
a very natural kind of place to do that there. And
Yeah.
I think it'd be a lot less daunting selling wise if it's only a 3-book series, and then you
Fair.
can pick up the next 3-book series,
Yeah.
But yeah, that just worked out so well with Dante's Inferno for that, because I hadn't even planned to give the antagonist a complete arc like that,
Hmm.
right? And I got my 1-star review that I've had was somebody who did not read past the first chapter of book 1, right? And I'll tell you, it's been out for what 7 or 8 years now, so spoilers need not apply. So in chapter 1 of book 1, the antagonist, he lives on this island. It's winter. There is like some type of pandemic or something going on. His wife is alone with a nursemaid and their newborn baby in their house. He and his son are in his shop, right?
Hmm.
He's a Fletcher and a Bowyer. And he goes to check on her and bring her some food or whatever. And she is obviously not well. Her baby is obviously dead in her arms. And she is just begging him to put an arrow in her, right?
Hmm.
And he obliges. Okay. The son walks in when he does, and of course, runs away.
Hmm.
They're on an island. He's running across the ice of the lake to the mainland. What's going to happen? He's going to fall in, right?
Yep.
Well, he's not going to dive in after him. I know it's his son and everything, but it's still ice and it's deep, and all he sees is the kid's hand stretched up like this under the water, and he's dead already. Okay? So then he kind of loses his nut and does some horrible things to people, and now he has his headspace set up to be our bad guy.
Hmm.
The person who gave me the one read to the point where he where he did not jump in the water to save his son and actually wrote, "This is entirely non-realistic." Dude, it's a world where magic is going to exist in 20 more pages. Of course, it's not realistic, you know? It's like, good grief. But he, by the end of the third, by the end of the third book, something happens and he becomes a lot more of a sympathetic character by that point. So
Saves a
that's
cat.
fun.
what's that?
Saves a cat.
No, the cat dies.
Oh, dang it.
We were talking about killing the cat or killing the dog earlier before we came live, so that's hilarious. Yeah, I can believe it.
Sorry.
So you got a bit of a dark twist to your books.
I don't write like battle scenes very much. I know Mike and I have had a guy on who's like I forget his name because I always forget names, but he does MMA fighting. And he
Okay.
said a fight typically lasts about 2 punches, right?
Yeah, yeah.
And but I try to make them a little bit more mindful, right? So a little bit more of a head game than just a stabby.
Fair.
Yeah.
I mean, people still die, right? Don't get me wrong.
Yeah.
Chapter 28 of the first book, that's one of my favorite chapters I've ever written, because the bad guy basically is just going to get rid of all of these people that are in his way. And the way he does it, it's not a big battle at all. There's like this really nice conversation where he, this champion comes up and he's obviously in love with this woman, but this woman is married to another guy. So he goes over to her and says, "How would you like to become a widow?" Right? That's my gift to you, is you get to choose how you become a widow. So it's more like that.
Yeah, we were talking before too. I'm writing. Well, I won't. Yeah, I'll just say it's my attempt at horror fantasy, and I'm really enjoying it. And it's anyone who's read my other stuff, I love the stabby. I really like the action and the fighting. This is I think I just wrote the first semblance of a fight. It's not even a fight scene. It's the closest thing to a fight you'll get in this entire book. Otherwise, it's the first time I've really gone deep into the head stuff like that. Now I get the appeal. It's really fun. It's really fun to twist people and, get into their mind.
It means more too. It's much more meaningful than just people hitting each other.
Yeah. I always went for a blend, but now this is the first time where it's been almost a rule to not just to push myself. It's very much necessitated by the story. But when you've put your hands behind your back and said, what happens in this world with tons of magic and potential for fighting, but this is just the horror of the mind, disguised as super. Anyways, it's a lot of fun you can have there.
Writing battle scenes, though, it's just, David Eddings does it particularly well, right? But it's, having never been punched in the face, believe it or not, I've
having been punched in the face many times, I love it. I love writing them. Maybe that's why. That's probably why I like writing those scenes.
Yeah, I've got nothing to. I've got no kind of firsthand knowledge of it before. So.
I've probably got too much experience. Yeah, that's funny. Oh man.
It is odd. But when I first joined the service, I was a journalist in the Air Force.
Okay.
So the first guy I worked for, he didn't talk to me for like 2 weeks. He's just sitting there at his desk smoking a cigarette, drinking a cup of coffee. And he finally, after 2 weeks, he finally looks at me, and the first words he said to me were, "You get beat up much?" we became really good friends, but that was a very interesting way to start a conversation, I guess.
Start a friendship, no less.
Yeah.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
So how long were you there? I think we've talked a bit about this before, but Air Force and your military time.
25 years, 7 months, 3 days.
Wow. All as a journalist?
Well, it's called public affairs specialist.
Fair.
Okay.
Right. So I didn't know it was journalism. So I got to tech school and they said, "Welcome to the basic journalism school." And I'm like, "What?" I didn't. What's this about? So I worked on weekly newspapers for first 10, 12 years, something like that.
Wow. Yeah.
That's pretty much what I did.
Wow.
It was it was a it was a really good experience for doing this, right?
Mm,
Because you learn pretty quickly how to put things in an order where you don't have to go back a lot,
there.
right? So you just kind of, and it helps with transitions, learning how to write transitions really well.
Mm,
Um, yeah, the same guy, we would put out a newspaper on a Thursday. It would go down and get printed. This was like 87. Um, and so we would have to get, you want all your stuff done ahead of time. And we would go down about 1 o'clock in the afternoon on a Thursday to the printer to get it all put together.
Mhm.
He looks at me one Thursday morning and says, "Hey, I want you to go over to this maintenance shop and do a 2-page spread on this thing." It's like, "All right, when do you need it?" He says, "About 3 hours."
hmm.
It's like, "What now?" So he says, "Yeah, you got to go take the photos and bring them to a wet lab and get them developed and all that kind of stuff, and do the interview and write the story and blah blah blah." So it was a good way to learn how to
Okay.
write and how to write pretty fast. So
Yeah.
That's a good exercise.
yeah, it's not when you first have to do it.
Yeah. I'm like, what's your usual writing speed now if you're writing fiction?
I'll usually do about 1,500 words. Like I'll do a chapter basically,
There. Okay. Yeah.
and it will take me half an hour, 45 minutes,
Oh wow.
Wow.
something like that. I mean, if I know where I'm going,
Fair.
Mhm.
and if I don't get stuck online looking at email, checking out this or that, blah blah blah. If I just actually sit down and write, and I know what I want to do for the next chapter, it'll usually come out pretty quick.
Fair.
But
Yeah. Very fair. And that's even as someone pantsing. So
it's I tell you what, long walks are great.
that's true. Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
just start thinking about it and go, oh yeah, I've got a bunch of recordings on my phone.
Yeah.
For several different books, just ideas for these different stories, um, that I go back to every now and then. It's
Do
like,
you ever,
okay, yeah,
if you have enough notes, I mean, maybe it's just a matter of organization, but I find even if I organize it, and I have pretty organized notes, and though if I add too much, there is a point where like I need to just write, or else I'm going to get lost in my own notes, and I will
yeah,
forget key things, and I'll look back later, and I'll realize I forgot that one thing, and now the story is developed without it, or and doesn't even fit anymore, and I'm like, well, shucks, that's
yeah.
happened a few times now. I don't know. I need to get better.
I find when in Word, if you right click, you can add a comment and it kind of appears
Mhm.
off to the side.
Yeah, true. Yeah,
I put a lot of comments on
fair.
there, that says, think about moving this somewhere else or adding something. That way I don't worry about doing it right away.
Fair.
And then when I edit, I'll go through once and just kind of do it. And then I'll go through and start uh, doing whatever it was in those comment boxes, right?
Mhm.
And when you get it done, then you delete the comment. And then when you delete your last comment, that little side panel goes away,
Yeah.
right? And it's kind of almost like typing the end. It's that kind of little lift. It's like, oh, I've done all of that stuff, so now it's just making sure it's all spelled right and everything.
Yep.
So it's just another little kind of checklist step, I guess,
Yep.
to say, yay, I've made progress.
Or even when you have editing or just feedback from someone else in comments in Word and you get through the last of their comments, that same feeling, that's
We'd
satisfying.
have to ask Mike. I put a lot of comments on Mike's stuff. I've written stuff on him and EL. It's like, you better not kill this person. you know. Then 5 pages later, damn it. Kind of. I'll put comments like that. So they're not all comments you have to do something with. Sometimes they're just comments.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Do you find it's I'm curious. So I mean, you edit for Mike. If you're editing for other people, does it like put extra pressure on you for your own writing, in a way, or does it just not matter? You know what I mean? Like,
I do the one thing that you should never ever ever do, and that's edit my own stuff.
hmm.
And I told myself I wasn't going to do that this time, but I did anyway. Um, a little bit.
Hmm.
I mean, it does a little bit, right? Certainly, it's like if you're going to tell people to not use passive voice all the time, you probably shouldn't be using passive voice in your own writing. But at the end of the day, you know, you're trying to help them, and if you're screwing yourself, that's on you. But I mean, obviously, if someone's looking at, it's like, oh, I think about hiring Bushy as an editor. Let me read his stuff, and if it's all jacked up, they're not going to hire me.
Yeah.
So
goes through my mind from time to time, or I'll make like a Twitter post, about something other, like, comma splices, or this overused expression, things like that. And I'm like, okay, now I instantly need to do a Control F through my entire story, make sure I haven't done exactly that. Every once in a while, I'll catch something. I'll be like, "Oh, come on! I'm thinking of it because I do it." Well, that explains that.
Yeah.
I think one of your posts was about using the phrase "a moment." He paused for a moment. They thought.
Oh,
for a moment.
a long moment. A long moment.
Okay, a long moment. Yeah,
that's what it was.
I was like, I do use moment a lot, don't I? So I was
That's
consciously avoiding it. Then
I
I was
think it was
listening
you, but
to
yeah.
Lord of the Rings on my walk to the coffee shop, and Tolkien, he likes his moments. He likes his long moments. It's like,
I think Tolkien is to blame for
if
most
it's good
bad
enough for
habits.
Tolkien,
Yeah.
I can do one or two.
Yeah.
But
I read one recently where the reason I even made that post, I always distance. If it's ever based on a single experience, I'll wait like a month before I post about it so that I'm not, targeting that individual. But yeah, this was like, I read a book where this particular author used the phrase did such and such for a long moment, or, paused for a long moment, or this they used that, I think, for 5 or 6 pages in a row. Every paragraph had that expression, and then throughout the book it was used so many times. This was a published book. I was like, oh no, and I had never realized how often we use it until this author, and now I see it everywhere. So I just thought it was funny to make a little quick joke about it, but it got some people really riled up. I was like, okay, it's not that bad, it's all good. You can say that if you want.
It's kind of difficult though. One of my books, when I first did it, I realized I've been using this word a lot, so I did a word find on it, and I had used it like 91 times or something.
Yeah.
Throughout the book, it's like, okay, that's not. I think I got it down to like 5, but
that's pretty good.
Had to go through the whole book and find every instance of that and say, okay, so thesaurus.com is like a tab that is always open when I'm writing. And I will always look at, what other kind of words don't sound too, because it's difficult with fantasy, right? Because what you really desperately want to say is 10 feet away, but then it's like, feet? Why would they have feet? So what can I say that's about 10 feet? Well, 6 strides,
See, I'm Canadian. As a Canadian author, I'm like, well, I can't use metric because that sounds too artificial. Whereas I feel like the average reader thinks of feet as, like, even on a subconscious level, as literal feet, like,
right.
Feet, foot, like a person's foot. I'm like, it kind of, so I in my fantasy, I often use feet and maybe an arm span or
right.
You know what I mean? Like, you can use, I feel like those are actually pretty acceptable.
And then you got to get into leagues instead of miles. It's like, okay, how freaking far is a league? Well, it's like, what is it, like 6 miles or 3.5 or some nonsense? It's like, I don't know. Hold on. Let's see. Do I have a key on my map? No, of course I don't.
I've had a heck of a time with Song of Bones when it comes to measurements, because it's fantasy world, feet, meters, then they're mice. So what are feet to mice? Are they mouse feet? Are they? So I mean, I have used league once or twice, just as a way to say far away, not like a literal league, like it's a league away, meaning it's kind of far away. They can't really see it.
Right.
I like Herman's point here, but I avoid qubits in particular, and I forget what the other one is, but I avoid anything that sounds too biblical if I'm trying to go for a more early modern period. If I'm writing more like Bronze Age or Stone Age, then I can start going more, like that's the thing too, is some of the old measurement words start to sound too archaic. So it depends on the setting you're doing too. But the animal one is especially tricky. Like a tails length, you got to use a tails length or something.
Oh my god!
Then how long is that? I mean, I would have to describe too much.
Yeah.
And you get my target audience is not interested in that. My audience is like 12 to 15. They don't want to read about how inches work in the animal world. They want to read, adventure and excitement and fighting. And
Yeah, I think sometimes with that particular age group, you can just use whatever.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
so I think understanding is more important at that point
I
than
use stone's
than
throw.
trying to be clever. Yeah. How far
Yeah,
can a mice
stones works.
mouse throw a
And
stone?
there's another good. Well, they hit or they miss. So
It's good.
if Gavin's throwing, he usually hits it.
Well, we are at about an hour in. How are we feeling? Ro, do you have time for a game?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, because we made sure we had a game for you.
We have prepared something for you.
All right.
Something just special for you.
This is weird for me. We don't prepare anything.
You guys always say that. Yeah, I don't know.
No, we never do. We honestly don't. Bald and Balding came about as a way for us to kill time at Comic Cons. We were just, it was like, we have a lot of time we're just not using, waiting for the show to open and all that kind of stuff.
Yeah.
So we said,
Mm-hmm.
why don't we, get a couple of little microphones and go around to talk to people, and we'll put it together. And that's how that all started.
Mike, I can't take the ball dome from you. That belongs to you.
Oh, thank God.
But Mike, you do prepare a ball dome a little bit beforehand, don't you?
Yeah, it's a little curated. Come on.
You got to do a little bit of thinking.
He has his Chat GPT descriptions.
Yeah, that's it. It's a few quick
that
prompts
helps.
with ChatGPT. There you go. Okay, here we go.
Okay, we're gonna play. It's like Lemmings, except it's nothing like Lemmings.
Excellent.
So, Mike or Ro, I got you confused now. Ro, you need to safeguard some people. So you're going about your day, everything is fine, and a van pulls up in front of your house, and this guy comes out with a clipboard. He's like, "Listen, you're next of kin. You got to take care of these people. They're in your hands now. Sign here." He hands you the paper. He gives you a really, really nice fountain pen. So you sign it without thinking because it's so nice. You just want to see it. It was a lovely fountain pen. So, okay, bye. And he opens up the van. He sends out these 3 people, and he drives off. And you're now in charge of protecting these 3 characters. And they are Jar Jar, Janeway, and Dumbledore.
They're all screwed.
So they're standing there on your lawn. Jar Jar's like, "Papa!" Janeway's like, "Well, hello, Father." Dumbledore, I don't know what Dumbledore sounds like. I've never seen, I almost said Lord of the Rings. I've never seen Harry Potter. So I'm imagining he's just a Gandalf guy, right?
Have you really never seen Harry Potter?
I've never seen Harry Potter.
Wow.
We weren't allowed to watch or read it as kids. So
How old are you?
I'm 30.
You
2.
can go get it now.
It's like for kids. It's like a little
You
kids
don't-
movie, isn't it?
It's not. That's unacceptable.
You don't even need anyone's permission, man. You can just watch it. Just turn on Netflix.
They're very watchable.
Okay. Harry Potter be on my list. So Dumbledore's he kind of gets right in your face. He's like, Father, I'm bored. I want to do something. Let me do something. And you have to entertain these people in some way. But lucky for you, you hear a sound. And you look around. The ice cream van is in town. There's a man driving around in a van, handing out ice cream, and your 3 charges run toward it, and you got to make sure that they don't die. What do you do?
Well, I have to look around first and make sure I'm at least 500 yards away from a school for Dumbledore.
Yes, there are no schools. There are no schools around. Dumbledore is very excited. There are some kids around the van, and he looks like he's evaluating them. Jar Jar has his head in the van. Janeway is kicking the tires of the van. But the guy in the van, he comes out. He has 3 ice cream cones. He says, "These are my last ones. You're the dad. Who should get what?" So he holds up these cones. He has a red one, a yellow one, and a glowing green one that smells strongly of almonds.
Give that one to Janeway.
Almonds to Janeway?
Yep.
Okay. You hand that to Janeway, and then who else gets what?
Hoping that it's cyanide.
Give the yellow one to Jar Jar.
Yeah, it matches him a little bit.
And
And red to Dumbledore.
Red to Dumbledore.
Whatever's left.
Yeah.
So they're all eating. They're very happy. Janeway, she starts to have a moment. She starts. Her chest is. Her neck is. She starts to foam and she kind of collapses. Jar Jar's like, ah! What do you do, Ro?
Me so worry. Well, I mean,
Dumbledore's kind of nudging her with his curly shoe. He says, "You have to do something. You have to do something, Ro."
Ask Dumbledore if he has a Bezor.
What?
See, if you
I have no
watch
idea what
Harry
that is.
Potter,
Dumbledore
you know what
says,
it is.
he goes into one of his big pockets. He pulls out like a cow's heart. He hands it to you.
Bezor's a stone from the stomach of a goat, but that's all right.
Fresh out. I have a heart of a goat here. He hands it to you.
That's not going to help Janeway's
He
screwed.
grabs your hand and puts the heart in your hand.
Thanks, and hand it to Jar Jar.
Jar Jar eats it. Jar Jar eats it right away. He loves it.
Yep.
Janeway is dead. There's a dead Janeway in your lawn.
That's a great start.
Dumbledore and Jar Jar, they're feeling really down. And the ice cream guy says, "Your kids look really down there, Ro. There's a new place open just down the street. They'd cheer them right up, I bet. Why don't you take them down there?"
Yeah, sure. So on the way, take a picture of that guy and his license plate, and call the police and tell them about the dead body on the lawn, and just keep walking with Jar Jar and the child endangerment guy.
So Jar Jar's doing his Jar Jar walk with his head. Dumbledore's shuffling along with his robes, and you guys arrive at the world famous climbing gym, and they are ecstatic. Jar Jar is Dumbledore's like, "This looks pretty good to me," and the instructor walks up to you. He says, "Hey man, we're really crowded today. We only have one safety harness left. Now, I can let them both climb as long as you consent to one of them free climbing, if you think they can handle it."
Well, Dumbledore's an old man, so despite having magic and being able to probably stop himself from falling, I'm kind of interested to see what happens when Jar Jar falls.
He didn't stop himself falling from. I won't spoil it for Isaac.
Give the old man the harness and ask Jar Jar if he thinks he's capable of getting up there and understanding the potential danger.
Okay, Jar Jar's he's looking around and he's like the instructor's like, "You have to tell Jar Jar, this is your responsibility to tell Jar Jar this. I can't do it. I'm washing my hands of this situation. I'm gonna help the old man put on the harness. Old man in the robe."
Okay. So
Jar Jar's like, I want to climb up there real fast.
Have at it, boy.
Jar Jar, he goes up that wall. He's like grabbing people's shoes. He's like grabbing their hair, and he's like getting all the colors. And Dumbledore, he has his harness on. It looks very strange with the robe and stuff. He's very, very awkward looking. But he starts climbing. He gets 3 feet maybe off the ground and loses interest very quickly. But Jar Jar, he's upside down at the top. He's climbing around, but then his wet Gungan fingers slip, and now he's hanging by his little stub toes on this thing. He's like, ah! He's hanging upside down. What do you do?
Ask Dumbledore if he can, break the fall. Magically.
Dumbledore.
Yeah, a little,
Dumbledore's like, "I don't think I can get over there fast enough, Ro. I'm hanging onto this wall really hard, Ro. I'm really high up, Ro."
He's 3 feet up.
He's looking down like, "I can't do it, Ro. I can't do it."
Oh my God. How did you fight Grindelwald?
Jar Jar falls. His neck is broken. One ear goes this way, one ear goes that way. His leg folds over, and he's on the ground, and ooze starts to come out of him because he's dead now. And all the children who have been gathering around to meet Jar Jar are now screaming. Dumbledore, he's inched his way down. He's like, that was really close, Ro. That was really close. And the instructor comes up. He's like, "Listen, you guys have to get out of here right now. Okay, just go."
When did Dumbledore become the guy from Taxi?
I mean, in Isaac's defense,
I'm trying to do like a Richard Nixon.
We're
like
going
Jim-
between. Yeah, we went from Richard Harris
to
to
Jim
Michael Gambon
Ignikowski.
to whatever the heck this is. It's great.
Jim Ignikowski from Taxi.
This is
Fine,
what
we'll
the,
do that now. I'm taxi driver.
This is how Dumbledore is going to sound in the new series.
Oh,
Perfect.
boy.
Well,
Ro, I feel terrible. Ro, this harness is clenching me, Ro.
you haven't taken that off? Take it off, dude.
I can't figure out the clasps. He's trying hard. The instructor, just take the harness. Just take the harness with you. Just take the leave. He pushes you both out. Dumbledore still has on his harness with his robe. And the guy says, just listen, his best friend just died. There's a brand new place just next door. Take him to there. He'll have a great time. It's a brand new place. It's very, very nice.
Where am I?
Now you're at the gun range. And it's
Oh,
Putin
excellent.
is here and he has a gun. So you go into the gun range and the guy in charge of it, there's a lot of shooting, a lot of bang, bang, bang pops. Dumbledore's like, yeah. Oh, this is my kind of zone. And the guy comes up, he's like, listen, we only have one bay open right now. You have to share it. President Vladimir Putin is visiting from Russia. So we have to share with him. Is that a problem with you guys?
No.
So you guys go
Dumbledore
up.
is very comfortable working with the Russians, as we learned a few times.
Yeah, Dumbledore, he doesn't even say hi. He comes over, picks up a gun. He just starts shooting down the lane. It was just kind of
Dumbledore
rude
does.
because Dumbledore, he's really into it. He's like,
knows how
yeah,
to-
take that.
Knows how to work a muggle gun. Excellent.
Oh yes, he knows how to do that. Vladimir, he looks over. He's like, you're still wearing your harness. He looks at. He's like, your son is still wearing his harness from the other store.
Hmm.
Your son is very close to me, and he's shooting my target.
Okay.
What are you going to do about this? How are you going to make my sad feelings fly away?
It's not my problem, Vlad.
Vladimir, he gets real close to you. He gets right into your space. His shoulders are, I don't know how big he is. But he
not
puts
that
one
tall.
hand, on like your shoulder. He says, I make proposition. I buy the child from you. I take him back to Russia. Right. He does tricks for me.
Now, pull Vlad aside a little bit.
Okay, yeah.
We're not getting paid in rubles, are we?
No. Yen.
So, what?
I have so much yen right now. You will
Yen?
not believe.
You can pay me. You can pay me in dollars or euros.
I can give you the yen. You can take it to the nice changer man. He give you the dollars.
No. You're the president of Russia. You know, I could just take you and turn you into the International Criminal Court for $20 million.
But that's not 65 million yen. Dumbledore, he's still shooting away at the target. He's like, this one's out of magic. And he throws it down. And he grabs another gun. He starts shooting that one.
Okay, he's having a good time. I'm going to let him be. Yeah, but I just need to get this sorted out with Vlad. You know,
Okay.
dollars or euros, and the boy is all his, and I will walk away.
He says, what about this? He reaches into his jacket. He pulls out the nicest freaking fountain pen you've ever
No.
seen. This is the Magna Carta pen. I stole it. It can be yours. Just give me
Magna
that hairy
Carta
boy
pen.
to do magic tricks at my birthday parties.
I'm gonna stick to my guns on this one, so to speak.
So good.
Dumbledore's done. He walks over. He's like, Father, I'm through. That was a great time, Father. He looks at Vladimir and he says, hello, little man.
Can we hook him up with like something that goes full auto? Because I think Dumbledore would really like that.
Vlad says, sure, we do that. So you, Vladimir, and Dumbledore have a great time shooting automatic weapons.
Oh, that is
And-
fun.
You go home with no euros, no rupees, no whatever, no fountain pen, but you got the eternal friendship of Dumbledore. And as you tuck your new son in bed, he says, Father,
But I still have him
really-
with me.
yeah, he's you're his legal guardian now.
You had your chance.
Yes. He's like, Father, it really bugs me we never had a little funeral for Janeway and Jar Jar. We grew up together in the orphanage. We had so many adventures.
But you broke the Prime Directive. We can't have a funeral if you break the Prime Directive.
He rolls over and goes to sleep immediately.
Okay, excellent.
So you've successfully saved one of your babies. Well done. That's the new record for this game.
Is it? Is it
Yeah.
really? Is this the first time you've played the game?
It's the first time you played it, yeah.
Oh, okay. Well, huzzah!
Well, the real question is, did you save the one you would have wanted to save?
Yeah, yeah.
Well, there we go. We've now sorted between the three who you hate least. I guess
you kind of gave it away with the almond scent on the ice cream.
Yeah, I wanted to let you know you could kill somebody right away.
Oh, I figured. Yeah.
That's great.
Definitely saved the one I wanted to save. Yeah.
Nice. That's very good.
Janeway went first. That's still the best.
Did you set that up in the hopes that no one would survive?
Yes.
I gave you the ability to save everyone if you wanted to.
Oh, could I have?
Oh yeah, you could
Just
play that any way you wanted. It's fun to watch them die. I planned it like I was anticipating each one to die at some point, but you could have gone all the way through. I would have allowed that.
All right, excellent. Well, I'm glad that somebody made it.
Yeah.
I'm kind of annoyed that I'm stuck with him.
Stuck with Dumbledore for the rest of the time. Yeah,
forever. He loves you though. He really enjoyed that day. Besides his adoptive brother and sister dying in front of him.
Well, he seemed to get over it fast enough, so I'm sure he was probably as annoyed with them as I was.
Oh man! All right, Mike makes a good point. We're gonna pull this up really quick. Here we go. There's the full cover for everybody.
Oh, you got it. You got it as a picture.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I made sure I had it.
Okay.
Yeah, look at that beauty. I love that cover. That was Get Covers, right?
Yeah, Get Covers. They I called them up and I had an idea of what I wanted, so I went on one of these AI things just to kind of get an idea that I could show them.
Yeah.
And say this is the kind, and you can tell them I don't want you to use AI at all.
Yeah.
Which I did, and I said this is the kind of thing I'm going for, and they sent me 2 or 3 different things, with mostly pretty much the same, different fonts, but like the same image, different colors, and all that.
Okay.
So I got to say, okay, I like this, I like that, change a little bit of this and that, and they did all that really easily. And I think it was it was less than $100.
Yeah, I believe it. Yeah,
so
that's great.
It worked really well. They were very nice to work with and pretty responsive.
Yeah.
Yeah, but
no, it turned out beautifully. I was having a conversation with someone the other day, and they were trying to rope me into a debate about AI art and saying, okay, they basically is this debate between one extreme of using AI art and the other extreme of $3,000 covers. I'm like, I absolutely love illustrated covers, but this is incredible, and that's my point. Is there are much cheaper accessible alternatives. I frankly don't think that cost should be a deterrent, and where we can help it, I really don't like the idea of cost being a barrier to new entry into writing. And something like this coming from someone who's already established, like, it looks great. Like this is all you need, and for the story that comes with it, it's freaking perfect. I love it.
Yeah, I mean, I like so the guy who's doing the artwork for Ranger's deck.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, let's bring that back up. Yeah.
He that's
there we go, nice and big.
Matt Slay. So for like this cover here, I told him, I said, have you ever seen a Molly Hatchet album cover? And
okay.
if you haven't, look it up. I said that's kind of like what I'm thinking the pose of the guy should be like. So he used that as an example. And this one here is just a sprite.
Yep.
For book 4, if I can pull one up here, let me see if I can. Hold on. Sorry.
It's all good. Yeah, I talked when you were on a while back with I think it was when both you and Mike were on, but I love those Ranger deck covers. They're okay. Let's bring this back up.
That's book 4.
There we go.
Nice.
That's
Yeah,
the druid.
If you stick your knee up, you can basically be in the same pose right now.
Yes,
Yeah,
you
right?
could match him.
I could I? Yes.
Yeah, the way you were, it was perfect. Bro, show you late with every comment.
For the back cover of the book, it's kind of very dark, guy driving a wagon, and we use like Led Zeppelin album art as kind of a starting point for that.
Yeah.
And it's nice because you get to use all the art, because when he gives it to you, you have full commercial use, and you have the original that you can make prints of and all that kind of stuff.
Yeah.
So that's always nice, and it's not that expensive, to get someone to do that.
Mm-hmm.
And I think I don't know, the whole idea of AI art, I can see why it's appealing to people.
Well, it's quick
but,
and easy. It's quick. It's fast food.
Yeah, but it's just so damaging to the ecosystem,
Yeah.
But
like there are options out there so much cheaper where you're still supporting people, and still coming up with great, end product covers. And at the same time, there are cheaper illustration options. There's a whole scale of options out there to meet you where you're at without, catering to this, which is, really just robbing from other people's creativity.
When I re-edit my 6-book series into 2 trilogies, I'm probably going to have him do the covers on those as well, so they're all kind of similar. And the idea is to make a tarot deck out of it afterwards, based on the Rangers deck storyline.
Yeah,
So
that's awesome.
That's in the future. A bit though. So.
That
was actually something I was going to ask. Oh, sorry. Well, it was something I was going to ask when you mentioned earlier about combining them. I wasn't clear if you were, so you're gonna edit and tweak them when you do that, or is it just redoing the cover?
No, I'll go through and edit them. They
like expand a little, maybe. Yeah.
They're the first 6 books, right? So I honestly, I mean, you always kind of like the one you've done most recently.
Yeah.
But my 3 favorite books are my 3rd book of the first series, the 3rd book of Rangers deck, and Sigil.
Okay.
Are my favorites for different reasons. And I think the writing in Sigil is probably a lot better, or you would hope so after 10 books.
Fair.
Than the stuff to begin with. So there's some kind of dumb stuff that I put in the first few books, little like, I thought of them Easter eggs. I was the only one that would ever get them, but I just kind of did it to smile, because how like there's always like prophecy and all that kind of stuff.
Yeah.
I put some of that in the Gray Magic's Genesis without any intention of ever paying it off. Right? Because I said to myself, well, certainly people make prophecy that nothing ever happens with, right? It's just some old lady talking, and so that kind of stuff can come out, right? that's just me being dumb. So
I kind of like that, actually.
Well, it's kind of like Chekhov's gun, isn't it? Like, if you mention it, it's got to go off.
But see, I'm stubborn. I hear a rule like that, and every once in a while, I'm kind of like, part of me is like, oh, but I really want to throw it. Like, you can call it a red herring if you want, but I also like the realism of that. I have read a few authors who've done it well, where they'll throw in something like a prophecy that doesn't get fulfilled, and it's not even a matter of, oh, it just goes wrong. It's like, no, that just happened, and nothing came of it, and the story went on, because that was
never mentioned again.
Yeah,
Suzanne Collins did that in her first series before Hunger Games.
Well, maybe I'll leave it there then. But I mean, look at Harry Potter, right? They had that whole room with thousands and thousands of prophecies that nothing ever happened with. So, oh well, But I'm really very happy with Sigil. I think it's turned out really well.
Yeah,
and it was fun doing something very different from what I've been doing. There's something to be said for kind of burnout if you keep writing this in the same story or same world.
Yeah.
For over and over and over. After a while, you just kind of you know, like that. What's that meme with the guy walking down the street with a girl and he turns around to look at the other girl,
Yeah,
right?
yeah.
You know,
Yeah.
it's like the series I'm working on, the series I'm thinking about, kind of thing. You know.
Well, that's kind of why I did like I'm gonna pull a mic now. I'm gonna pull a mic, hold up my own book for a second. But I mean, that's why I wrote Skyfold. Honestly, a lot of people told when I shared the idea, a lot of people were like, "No, no, stick to the series you're on right now, and then do the next one." And I was like, I need just where I'm at in my headspace right now. I need something else, and it was the best thing I could have done because now I'm writing technically the next 2 books in my original series. I have this whole wave of creative energy that came back the moment I finished this.
Yeah.
Like I have 0 regrets, and frankly, kind of like you, best thing I've written so far. And now the next time I'm writing, now I feel like that way about that. I'm like, oh, I'm back in the zone of I feel like I'm finally moving forward again.
The problem with Skyfall, if you don't mind me saying,
Skyfold, yeah.
is Fold. Sorry, um, I it kind of got me. It's like I hope this is a lot longer than I think it's going to be. Because you have so much detail and so much kind of world building that you're trying to cram into a novella. I'm very glad. I was very happy to hear at the end where you said that this is kind of a
Oh, yeah.
prequel to
Our-
more from this world. It's like, okay,
I
all
had
right,
the first
'cause I would have
chapter
been
of the
right
next
pissed
book.
had that been it.
The first chapter of the next book was written before I started Skyfold, because I decided I needed to write this first before I write that series. So that's very
Yeah.
much coming. Yeah.
Okay.
You're not the only one. I'm like, to me, I did my job then. This is very much meant to have people wanting more. That was the goal.
How'd you like doing your own voice over?
You're asking me that on the wrong day. Isaac knows. Yeah, you jerk. No, I mean, I loved it. I really liked doing it. I want to keep working on the skills. Yeah, there's it's been mixed experiences. So I've got anyways, yeah, like that's go on Twitter and you'll see how I feel about it right now. It's mixed. Yeah, it's so I don't know what else to tell you. I got a lot of glowing feedback, beta readers, beta feedback from the audio. It seemed all positive. Then I threw it out there. A lot of early buys for both. Actually, a lot of buys for The Fall of Sylvandria. And then a good number of people bought Skyfold,
nice.
audio. And so, yeah, like it was very positive early on. A lot of early positive reviews, and then a flood of kind of DM. More for The Fall of Sylvandria, but some for Skyfold too. It was like, okay, I missed this, or I was listening on this speed and I missed this, or I didn't like this part of it. A lot more negativity than I ever got with physical only, or ebook only. So there are clearly areas where I need to improve, and I knew that going in. It's a new thing, so there are challenges I need to get around. Which I think some of them I can correct pretty easily for the next book, but others I genuinely don't know how to navigate yet, and it makes me pause before considering doing it again. I mean,
just the time commitment for doing that would make me pause long enough not to do it.
It was a lot more time the first book, which is obviously a lot longer too. But Skyfold, the audiobook, really didn't take that long to do. I mean, it's a novella, but once I had systems in place for it, the nice thing too is it gave me a pause. So, like, I wrote the book, did the editing, beta feedback, all that, and then did the audiobook. And during the period of time when I was doing the audiobook, I had all that time to creatively kind of on the side think about the next book I was going to write. So it actually gave me a buffer between my books, and I feel like I came in much stronger for the book I'm writing right now because of that buffer. So I actually don't regret taking that time away from writing.
Yeah, nice.
Yeah. So I don't know. It's tough. Again, like I'm very on the fence, especially today, talking with a lot of people on exactly this topic. I'm very on the fence. Do I do it again for the next book or not? Ask me in a week. I don't know. Yeah. I haven't decided yet.
All right.
Yeah. So I can't recommend it to everyone, but I wish more people would do it on the flip side.
Yeah, I get asked about audiobooks all the time, and it's kind of like, when I get to a point where I start selling some books, then maybe I'll take that plunge into audiobooks. But man, it's just such a expenditure,
Yeah. one way or the other, because you're either spending a lot of time or a lot of money.
Right.
Yeah. So, yeah. Well, I mean, this has been freaking awesome. No surprise there, having you and Mike.
Well, I
And it's always a
appreciate
pleasure.
you guys having me on. I think this is the first time I've ever, first or second time I've ever done one just by
Nice.
myself.
Hey,
So it was a good time.
and hyping up your. Now, have you? So have you done any other shows yet to talk about? I mean, I know you have some
Oh,
coming.
I'm on with PL Stewart
Tomorrow
tomorrow
night,
at
right?
7. Yep.
Yeah,
Nice.
yeah.
And then I am recording. Hold on. I have notes here somewhere. I'm recording with Already Overbooked later this month.
Nice.
Okay.
But
Yep.
those are the only 3 I set up. So
Very nice. Josh is awesome. Yeah. So
Yeah.
that's very cool. No, that's great. See, I didn't do any. I don't think I did. I don't think I went on with anyone because we were doing this so often. I was like, I'll do it next time when I have 2 books to show. I probably should have, but it's fine.
Yeah.
The plan is I'm going to try and get around a lot more when I have this current The Father of Shadow and Death. When that's done, I'll message everyone and say, hey, you something 2 months from now, let's do something. So yeah, you'll get something from me hopefully November, December, something like that.
Very
Nice.
cool. One of my headphones just died, so
Oh no.
Uh-huh.
Well, I guess that's our cue.
I don't know how much longer I've got.
Well, on that awesome note, yeah, thank you so much, Ro, for coming on, and everyone in the
appreciate
chat
it.
has been awesome.
Appreciate you having me.
Yeah, total pleasure as always. So yeah, next time you have something out, let us know, and we'll
Yeah.
we'll
That'll
fight you
be a
that, or we'll
year.
just find other excuses to bug you, to bug you guys.
All right.
So yeah, all right.
Cool.
Thanks everyone for coming out. Yeah, so the link is on YouTube under there, so go check that out.
Check out
and
Ro's book, y'all.
yeah, Sigil of Enderune. It is a very fun read. Like I'm gonna hold it up again here too.
Yeah, thanks, because I got this stupid
You
background.
get the background, yeah. Highly recommend. Really, really enjoy this. This is kind of the classic young character, like not that young, but multi POV without being too complex. Very easy to follow. Very fun. Very fun magic system. Deeply thought out and plotted, despite being pants. If not, maybe it's even better because it's pants. I don't know. I love it. I could rave on about this for a while, but I'm going to let you read it for yourselves. Bring back the barn. Yes, Jamie, we will bring back the barn eventually.
One day.
Yeah. But yeah, so everyone, go follow Ro everywhere that matters. Threads, I believe, Instagram, Blue Sky.
Blue Sky, no more Threads. No.
Okay, fair. But you are on Instagram, Blue Sky. I think we've got a few of your links below.
Yeah.
Website. Yeah. So check below on YouTube, everyone. Balding on X, obviously. And give us a like, subscribe, and follow, all that good stuff. We will see you next time. Believe roughly a week from now again. I need to actually have the schedule in front of me whenever we do these sign offs. You guys see there's one area where you guys are better than us. It's great. You plan the important stuff. We plan the games.
Mike plans the important stuff.
There you go. All right, everybody. It's been a blast. See you next